The performance of Russian troops in Ukraine has been an overall embarrassment as they failed in many efforts to take over the country. But a recent incident involving Russian soldiers took the embarrassment to a whole new level. 3 Russian inebriated soldiers blew themselves up in a grenade explosion during a supply run for President Vladimir Putin, News.com has learned. The latest debacle took place just as new data came to light showing that 270,000 Russian troops have been liquidated. The 3 men who perished were in a house in the city of Rossosh in Russia's southwestern Voronezh region when the explosion took place, according to Telegram channel of independent Russian-language news outlet Astra and VCHKOGPU. Newsweek reported that the house was being rented by 5 men. The men were reportedly relaxing and having a barbecue that day before a drunken conversation erupted later that night. According to VCHKOGPU, the soldiers belonged to the Central Military District and were in service. At some point, 3 troops came out of the house, 2 remained inside and were not injured, and an explosion occurred in the yard. It was established that an F-1 grenade exploded, the Telegram channel cited an anonymous source as saying. Independent Russian-language news outlet Astra reported the 3 men who met their grisly end were professional sappers. According to the Express, a sapper handles military engineering duties like minefield placement or clearing, bridge building, demolitions, and field defenses. The incident took place as Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky compared Putin to Adolf Hitler and warned of the increasing threat of a Third World War. Speaking to CBS 60 Minutes, Zelensky also blamed the Russian people for voting to keep Putin in power despite the atrocities that he's ordered. Russian society has lost respect for the world, he said. It elected and re-elected him and raised a second Hitler, it did it. We cannot go back to the past. But we can stop it here. We need to deoccupy the territory as long as possible and move forward. Russian officials claim that Putin will receive 90% of the vote in 2024 as he's re-elected. It's unclear what the status of the invasion of Ukraine will look like by then, as it was originally predicted by many that when Russia first went into the country in February 2022 that it would be a quick takeover of at least part of the country. Instead, with funding and military equipment from the United States and other NATO nations, Ukraine has been able to fend off Russia and has made it a much tougher battle.